Hello children, welcome to New Era Global School, the lecture for social science. Again, to a new day as we are going to discuss, we are discussing from chapter 5. So up to yesterday we have discussed about how the kings and rulers used to, in the previous two lectures, we have discussed how the kings and rulers or kings used to perform the yagnas or Ashwamedha how they used to perform the Ashwamedha or the horse sacrifice ceremony. And then we have discussed about the Varnas, how the priest divided the Varnas into four kind of Varnas, and we have learned them in detail. We have discussed them about the four Varnas in detail in the last lecture. So that was for yesterday. And today we are going to discuss about in page number 48 from the textbook about what are today's lecture. So today's topic discussion would be Janapadas. We're going to learn about what are Janapadas, then the site excavations and findings. Okay, as what the archaeologists found about what were the findings and the site excavations by the archaeologists. Okay, and the third about the painted grey ware. What is painted grey ware? And fourth, we are going to see about what are Mahajanapada, that is on page number 49 in your textbook. Then fifth topic, that is city fortification. What do you mean by city fortification? What is that? That we're going to see today. And then this sixth topic means in those times how the armies and what were the expenditures that were made to build such walls, buildings, okay, how they were built, okay, how they built these buildings, walls in the cities. For that, in which way they collected the taxes. So we're going to see, yes, obviously, and in today's world also we have or we are paying the taxes. In those times, means around, as we're talking about 3,000 years ago, those times also people used to collect taxes for building such, for constructing buildings, for building walls, for certain trades, businesses. Those times also they used to pay the taxes. This is what we are going to see in today's lecture. So without wasting much time, let's get started in today's lecture. Okay. Yeah. So let's understand about today what are Janapadas. Okay. So the Rajas perform who perform this big sacrifices, as we have seen in the last lecture or in the previous lectures, we have seen that the Rajas perform big sacrifices that were now recognized as being Rajas of Janapadas, then Janas. Okay, those Rajas were recognized, the Rajas who performed the sacrifices, they were recognized as Rajas of Janapadas, or rather we can, rather than Janas. First, they were known as Janas, but as they had performed the sacrifices, or as they performed these uh, yagnas, they were known as Janas. Okay, they were the leaders of people. Jana means people. Okay, and the word Janapada literally means what? The land where Jana set its foot. Means the Janapada means, you can say it is a land where Jana means people, means the people where people laid their foot on the land. It is known as Janapada. Pada means feet. as you can see, and Jana means people. So it is a place where the people place their food. Okay, it means the land where Jana or people set its food and settled down. Okay, this is what Janapadas mean. Janapadas means what? A land where Janas or we can say people set their food and settled down. Settled down means they built their houses and they stayed there. That is what meaning of settled down. Okay, as you can see in map 4 on page number 49, it is given. These are the important places of Mahajanapadas. So you have to go through this map also. Okay, means wherever the Mahajanas were been Mahajanapadas were been located in certain states, as you can see. Okay, this map you have to go through this map. Okay, as you can see in the textbook. Now let's see the about how what see as you can see in the map. Okay, so this important Janapadas, these are the places of important Janapadas as well as Mahajanapadas and the cities. Okay, that are marked in the map you can see in the textbook. Okay, in page number 49. So now let's see what are the site excavations and findings. Means what archaeologists excavated. Okay, in those times of the settlements in Janapada. What did they find? So archaeologists have excavated a number of settlements. Okay, in these Janapada. Okay, which are they? Means like first is Puranakhila in Delhi, then Hastinapur near Meerut, which is currently in UP, Uttar Pradesh, and Atranjikhera near Etah, which is in also in UP, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so these are the excavations. Okay, these are the settlements that were being excavated by or means excavated by the archaeologists. Now, as you can see, what do you mean by excavations? What do you mean by excavations? In the as in the previous lectures, we have already or I have already explained you that the kings or sorry the archaeologists they use especially in an archaeological site they use to excavate uh, means they kind of unearthing means they used to dig up certain places on the archaeological sites, which is known as excavation. Okay. So the archaeologists excavated a number of settlements, certain settlements, which were they? They were Puranakhila in Delhi, Hastinapura near Meerut, which is in present UP, and Atranjikhera near Etah. So they found that people lived in huts and kept this cattle as well as their as other animals. Okay, so their findings were they found out that people lived in huts in those places. They kept cattle and other animals as well as they grew many crops. Which are those crops that they grew? That were rice, barley, sesame, mustard, wheat, pulses, and sugarcane. So these were kind of the crops that were being grown by the uh, people in Janapada, okay, as founded by the archaeologists. Okay, and the other thing is that they made. Let's see about a painted graveware. What is painted graveware? So this is very important topic. You have to understand this. What is painted graveware? So let us understand that they made earthen pots, and some of these were gray in color. Okay. So another important finding from the excavations, as founded by the archaeologists, were the earthen pots. Okay, and some were painted gray, and others were painted red. Okay, and there is one special type of pottery was also found along with this, which is known as painted graveware. So what are this painted graveware? What is the specialty? Okay, let's see. These grave pots, okay, they had painted designs. Okay, usually simple lines, means these pots had been drawn kind of, that pots had special lines, line designs, and usually simple lines and geometric, like geometrical patterns was drawn on the pots. Okay, these were uh, one. The second specialty is that they are extremely fine to touch. They are so smooth with a nice smooth surface. Okay, and they were probably used on special occasions for important people and or to serve special food. These special graveware pots were being used, and plates and bowls, such as most common painted graveware vessels. Plates and uh, bowls were also used, which was most common painted graveware vessels. Okay, so this is what painted graveware pots were, as excavated by the archaeologists in the time of Janapada. Okay, so now let's discuss about what are Mahajanapadas. That is on page number 49. So about 2500 years ago, some Janapadas became more important than others. What is that? Some Janapadas became more important. Okay, which are known as what? Mahajanapadas. That's why they are known as Mahajanapadas, because they were very important. So most Mahajanapadas had a capital city, which they had a capital city. Okay, and many capital cities were fortified. Now, what is the meaning of fortified? Let's discuss. What is the meaning of this fortified? Yes. So the city fortification. How the city, as we have discussed that this capital city were been fortified. So let's discuss what is this fortified, or what is the meaning of this fortified. So fortified means it is a huge wood. Okay. Brick or stone walls were built around, which is known as fortified. Okay, so this city is where been built with huge wood, bricks or stone walls. Okay, so why this? So it is known as fortification. This, as this city was built with the buildings are built with a huge wood, brick or stone walls. So why this city were being fortified? Why? What's the reason? There are three probable reasons. There are three main reasons or possible reasons that their cities were being fortified. That is, first reason is forts were built probably because people were afraid of attacks from other kings and needed protection. As I already told, when such situation occurs that two kings fight, this time people were really afraid. So for a protection purpose, they used to build certain walls. Okay, so for this purpose they built this, uh, made the city fortified in order to get protection from the attacks of other kings. Okay, and the second possible reason is some kings wanted to show how rich and powerful they were. So by building huge impressive walls, or by making the city fort, this city was built fortified. Why why this was fortified? The second reason is that some kings wanted to show how rich and powerful they were. So as they were wealthy, so they had money to build these walls. Okay, obviously. Okay, so in, by this thought, they used to build and make the city fortified. That is the second reason. Third reason is also this way the people living inside the fortified area could be controlled more easily by the king. So why they made the city fortified? So that the people living in this fortified area, they could be controlled easily by the kings. So this was probably three reasons why they made the city fortified. Fortified means I have told the buildings and that were being made by huge wood, brick and stone walls. Okay, were built around. This is what fortified means, and the entire city was fortified. Means the city was built in such a way. So why it was built? The three main reasons I have told. One is to get protection from the attacks from other kings. Second is to show the kings wanted to show how much rich they were, how much wealthy they were to build such kind of walls and buildings. And third is that people living inside the fortified area could be controlled by the kings easily. So this is why how the city was being fortified. Okay, now let's see why is this fortification, was this fortification easy for them? Okay, okay. So we have discussed that, but the building these kind of huge walls or buildings was actually not that easy. It needed what lot of planning was needed, and thousands and lakhs of rupees or lakhs of bricks or stones were also needed for building such kind of walls and buildings. Okay, and which also required enormous labors, means many labors were needed for building such great walls. Okay, and possibly provided by thousands of men, women and children, means as labor means, yeah, men, women, and children, including men, women, and children. These labors were also needed for building such walls, and obviously resources had to be found to build all of this. So it was not that easy for making the city fortified. For the fortification purpose, it was not that easy to build such huge walls. Okay, so what happened? Armies, they took more. There was more expenditure. Okay, so as the rulers of Mahajanapadas were building in huge forts, maintaining the big armies, they needed more resources. As I already said, they need more resources for building these. So, and they needed officials to collect these. For that, they need to collect certain uh, means they new rajas now began maintaining armies for this, for more expenditure. Why did they start to maintain armies? Because soldiers were paid regular salaries. Okay, means the olden times, as we have seen in previous lectures, we have seen the rajas did not they used to provide them means they used to give them order to do certain jobs, to go to certain distant places and bring certain things. But here, okay, in the new kings in today's in this area, in this times, the new kings used to pay them regular salaries and maintained by the king throughout the year. Okay, the soldiers were paid regular salaries maintained by the king throughout the year, and some payments were being made by using punch marked coins. Okay, means the coins had the marking of their, uh, as we can see this, their civilization. Okay, so they had the punch marked coins, which the coins that were being paid to them as salary. And how were all these resources afforded? Okay, so we can say how these resources for building these much walls, how they managed to do, or how things were being managed. So only by the taxes. Yes, so this is your intention is correct. So as in today's world also we are paying taxes, right? We are paying the taxes to the government. So in those times also they had the collection of taxes. For what purpose? For building such for making the city fortified. They uh, for to afford this, so they needed money to build such buildings and for making the city fortified. So they needed money. For that purpose, they started collecting taxes. So this is what how they went into collecting taxes. So how they collected the taxes? Let's see. So with increased spending, kings needed what? More resources, and they needed more officers to collect these taxes. Okay. So as we consider so there we can see a difference between Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. What is that? In Janapadas we have seen that rajas were dependent on the occasional gifts. Means after performing the certain uh, after performing certain yajnas and performances, they were given occasional gifts as brought by the people. Okay, this is what we have seen in Janapadas. But in Mahajanapadas, the Raja started collecting regular taxes. In those times, in Janapadas, they used to provide gifts from the people. The Rajas used to provide the gifts to the Janapadas, okay, as brought by the people. But in Mahajanapadas, now in the Mahajanapadas, the Rajas started collecting taxes from them, regular taxes. This is what we have seen in today's lecture. So In the next lecture, we'll be discussing how they used to collect the taxes, what were the methods. This is what we had discussed in today's lecture. So we have covered all the topics for today. As I have told you, we have seen the what were Janapadas and what were the site excavations and findings by the archaeologists, and what do you mean by the painted graveware, and we have seen about what are Mahajanapadas and how the city was being fortified, okay, and how the armies and more expenditures took place for the building of certain big walls, and by as they were lacking money, they started collecting taxes. So this taxes idea came in that time only, okay. So this is how uh, the kings and rulers were in those times. As they had to build the walls, they started collecting taxes, and we had seen the difference between the Janapadas as well as Mahajanapadas. In Janapadas, we have seen that they were being gifted uh, the occasional gifts as brought by the people, but in Mahajanapadas, they started collecting taxes regularly for building such big walls. So in the next lecture, we'll be discussing how they used to collect the taxes. Okay, which were the methods, which were the ways that they used for collecting taxes. So this is what we are going to see in the next lecture. So I hope that you understood. Now you have to read today's portion. That is from that is page number 48 and 49, 48, 49, and 48, 49, 50, and 51 up to that first paragraph, not that taxes. Okay, taxes you don't have to read, but up to uh, that red line it is given. Okay, means before that, up to that chapter 8 in your textbook, page number 51, it is given the first paragraph. Okay, the starting of that paragraph you have to end up. So these three 48, 49, 50, and 51. There's 4 pages you have to read as we have discussed today's topic. Okay, see all these topics are covered in these 4 pages. So you have to read, you have to first go through the video to understand the video, what I explained, then you have to go through the textbook, then it will be little more clear to you. Okay, so read it properly. Until then, take care and bye.